today on 15 on 15.
Aruba is present as the Dutch Kingdom's representative at the United Nations Conference on Climate Change. Plus, St. Nicholas is well underway to become the island's culture and heritage capital. And we tell you how Aruba sets a global example for climate change. For joining us in another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV. First of all, I would like to wish you all a happy beginning of December and holiday celebrations. Let's start off the show with the latest local news topics. Beginning this week, Aruba is attending the COP21 United Nations Climate Change Conference in Paris. Here, Aruba will be representing the Dutch Kingdom and both learning and sharing the island's efforts to combat climate change. The 21st Climate Change Conference in Paris, known as COP21, aims to secure the first universally recognized accord to try to limit temperature rise around the world to 2 degrees Celsius. With the island's initiative to become completely self-sustainable by the year 2020, Aruba is fit to represent the Dutch Kingdom during this conference.
The presence of Aruba at COP21 is very important, both for Aruba and also for the Kingdom of the Netherlands. We will be present in the context of our own island agenda, but also in the context of what we're doing together within the Kingdom of the Netherlands in order to support small island development states, the SIDS family, and coping with global warming and climate change. As a small island, Aruba has made a very serious commitment to become totally sustainable by 2020. We already have 30% of our energy capacity based on renewables, windmill farms, solar parks. A lot of solar parks are also planned for the future. We're adding solar panels on the rooftops of every school in Aruba. As we're speaking, next year we'll be building the next windmill farm in Aruba. By 2017, we'll already be at 50% of our total capacity based on renewables.
Aruba's attendance at the event will be a learning opportunity for growth and the making of international connections. But it is also the appropriate setting to show the world that Aruba can set a global example to follow.
What we are doing in Aruba, naturally in a small scale, we're a small island, is upscalable at levels of larger cities and larger countries. And that is also the reason why international organizations such as Carbon War Room and Richard Branson, Rocky Mountain Institutes, partnered up with Aruba in order for us to be able to walk this pathway together. So we could also share with other countries, other cities in the world, the experience of not only making the conversion to renewables, but also what type of technology and policies we will be applying in order to not only make the transition to sustainable energy possible, but also how do you create the technical conditions that you would have stability on the grid even when you have 100% of your total capacity being based on still very fluctuating renewable energy. And that will be something quite unique, that you'll have an island that has 100% of its energy produced by renewable sources and still will have the necessary stability on the grid.
Both the Prime Minister Mike Eamon and the Minister of Infrastructure Benny Sevinger will be attending this conference in Paris in representation of the Dutch Kingdom.
The technologies that we'll be applying and policies in order to make this possible is of world interest, so that when we look at Aruba, we are not only looking at something great we'll be doing for our own society by making this ambition a reality, but we will also contribute an experience to the world that is of significant importance of the agenda of COP21. So we are attending with a lot of pride and a lot of interest, also within the context of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. It's important that the Kingdom of the Netherlands has an island that they can showcase with, that is really leading on this important ambition of making the conversion to sustainability and also making the conversion to sustainability in a way that is sustainable.
Due to the passengers lost at sea off the coast of Venezuela, the Prime Minister was not present during the first day of this event. The Minister of Infrastructure, however, Benny Zivinger, filled his position during the first two conferences on small island developing nations and ocean care. We'll have more 15 on 15 when we return. When we come back, the revival of St. Nicholas is in full swing. Thank you for staying with us. As the restoration of the Nicholas Store Monument in St. Nicholas is well underway, the plan to transform St. Nicholas into the culture and heritage capital of the island are becoming a reality. With the construction of the Nicholas Store reaching new heights this week with the completion of its roof, the vision to transform the region of St. Nicholas is coming in sight. The restoration of the monument plays a key factor in these changes. Once completed, this building will become the region's community museum. Nearby, the St. Nicholas Water Tower is in the phase of being furnished to function as the industrial museum of the island, considering the history the crude oil refinery left behind. Nearby, the Aruba Mural Project unveiled the first phase of their beautification of St. Nicholas. Several murals depicting the city's culture were showcased by Aruban artists. Future plans consist of debuting arts in public spaces, infrastructural renovations, and a variety of tourist-oriented activities. The goal is to make St. Nicholas a cannot-miss for the culture fanatics that visit the island. On another note, it is that time of year again where beauty pageant title holders from around the world come together for the annual Miss Universe pageant. Aruba's representative Alicia Buchhout set out today for her 4-week journey in Las Vegas with her fellow competitors. Earlier today, Aruba's representative for the Miss Universe pageant, Alicia Buchhout, boarded her flight to Las Vegas, where she will be staying at the Planet Hollywood Resort to attend the 64th Miss Universe pageant. During the course of the next month, the 81 delegates from around the globe will participate in a series of activities, fundraisers, rehearsals, and appearances. Since her coronation in August, Alicia Buchhout has been rigorously training her runway, behavior, speech, and physique here in Aruba. She is an animal lover and the leader of a local dance group, Youth in Action.
Hi everyone! Right now I'm in Miami waiting for my second flight, which is Miami-Las Vegas. I'm so excited, I'm so tired, but yet super excited, and I'll let you know when I'm there. Bye!
Stick with us, we'll be right back with more 15 on 15 after a word from one of our sponsors. After the break, find out how small island nations play key roles in combating climate change. Thank you for staying tuned to 15 on 15. Small island developing nations, or SIDS as they are called, are the first to experience the effects of climate change. If it is either rising sea levels, global warming, or increase in natural disasters. Countries such as Aruba remain most vulnerable. Therefore, the presence of these countries at international climate change conferences such as the one in Paris is so crucial because they lay the example for bigger cities and what they can expect. Small island developing nations are playing a crucial role at international climate change conferences. During this year's COP21 forum in Paris, the event is highlighting the special case of SIDS and their current priorities. SIDS leaders will be at the forefront of this year's COP21 negotiations for sustainable development goals.
Look at the impact of climate change. They are on the front lines, whether it is about the ocean acidification, whether it is about the sea level rise, or whether it is about the biodiversity loss, or whether it is about the drying up of wells in many of the small island developing states. And the problem with many of them, and some of them are also facing the security related, which is the submersion of the islands from the rising sea level. So this is a very big threat. They are at the receiving end. They contribute least to the global climate change, but they are the ones who are getting the biggest impact from the climate change. So there is a lot at stake, and I think it also shows that what you are seeing in the small islands can be a forerunner of what you could see at a later stage if you don't deal with the climate change issue. I think this is also another dimension which we are trying to really spread around, that this is not only for SIDS. Now this is a common responsibility of all, and we can also learn lessons from how SIDS are coping with the challenges and the impact of climate change.
Although Aruba has been put on the spotlight for their sustainable energy initiatives, the island has been acknowledged for their projects to maintain a clean and healthy ocean.
100% of our water, drinking water, is coming from the ocean. we drink ocean water, desalinated, and drink it for so many years that one of the best water I'll say in the world for drinking is the Aruban water, and that is all coming from the sea. Another thing that we do in Aruba is 95% of our sewage water or untreated water is going to a plant that we treated before it going to the ocean. Aruba is proud to say that we are the number one island in the Caribbean that has this high percentage in treating water before it reaches the ocean. We are right now in the middle of producing new coral reefs for our visitors. We are in the process of coming with our first water park, ocean park for Aruba. We are in the process right now in treating all the mangroves who is on the shore of the Aruban waterline. So Aruba is doing their best as a small island to protect the ocean.
At this conference, Aruban officials will receive the opportunity to make international connections for future projects on the island.
Aruba is an island country, but it has also, we are very glad that it has come out with a very ambitious, the initiatives, include the 2020 renewable energy or 100% renewable energy initiative is one example of that. And I think it is very important for us to see that all the countries which are island countries, whether they are in the Caribbean or in the Pacific, so they have to be able to share the best practices, what they are doing, to learn the lessons from each other, but also to show to the world that if we are talking about really transformation of your economy, you have to take the leadership. And this is one example that Aruba can show, and then also see, as I said, best practices and also learn lessons from others in terms of how best to deal with the impacts of the global climate change in small islands.
Be sure to stay tuned to 15 on 15 because we will have all the updates on the COP21 conference in Paris. Thank you so much for watching. These were your local news updates and trending Aruba topics. Don't forget to like our 15 on 15 Facebook and Instagram page for all of your latest news updates. And be sure to also tune back in tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. for more 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV. See ya then.